Righto, guys. I'm back. I took a year off. Um, didn't really know what I wanted to do. Um, I'm going back with another video. It's about Jon Jones. I thought, I'm sick of him. I'm done with him. I'm just going to give my take on it because we obviously know um, Jon Jones is openly ducking Tom Aspinall. There's no doubt about it. He blatantly is. Tom Aspinall is his interim champion. So that fight absolutely should happen. There should be no argument against it. But Dana White and Jon Jones are lovers. Um, Nothing wrong with that. Um, I mean, personally, I'm not going to give my take on it, but nothing wrong with that. Um, so, you know, it's annoying, but it's how it is, I suppose. It shouldn't be how it is, but Dana White, don't know, it's just loves Jon Jones. But anyway, I thought I'd give my take on some of the recent things. I'm not going to go over everything, just some basic details, just what's happened in the last week or so. Um, and we'll start off with this, right? So it was the we saw the Tom Aspinall clip, right? Tom Aspinall pretty much said that Jon Jones is ducking him. You know, for just that clip, it's fine. We've all seen it. Um, and Jon Jones' response, I'm just gonna hope I'm a minute in. I mean, it's too late anyway. It's on the screen, but this dude literally has my large black in my mouth every week. It's probably something Jon Jones is fantasises about, I assume. If you watched MMA Guru's video on that, wipe my mouth real quick. There's something there. Um, it's I don't doubt that that's something Jon Jones probably fantasises about. Probably has his dick in his hand right now thinking about it. I'm flattered. I absolutely guarantee he will not win more world championships than me. That's truly all that matters at the end of the day. There's been many good champions. No one like me. I sleep good at night. Something tells me Jon Jones does not sleep good at night. When it comes to talking about Tom Aspinall, something tells me Tom Aspinall is very, very in Jon Jones' head. He lives in there rent free. Something just tells me that. I don't know what it is. It's something just tells that. Just a hint, just a little hunch. But obviously he says that's truly all that matters at the end of the day. That is it really all that matters at the end of the day though that you won more world championships than him? Because what matters at the end of the day is that you should fight him. Is what I'm thinking at least. Like that's truly all that matters. If that's like maybe in terms of legacy, that's all that matters. But in terms of the fight, you're not fighting him. You know what I mean? Like how is that all that matters at the end of the day? Like all that matters at the end of the day is that you're openly ducking him and that you won't fight him. So there goes that. But there's been many champions. No one like me. There are many champions like you. There aren't any champions like you. I mean, there's no one like you. No world champion has failed anywhere near as many drug tests as you have. You failed fucking four. Who else has failed four? Maybe TJ Dillashaw won. There's some Islam Makhachev won. No one's failed fucking four. I don't know. He fucked that up that many times. But anyway, we go here. Just says the last part because obviously it's not gonna show the first part on ESPN MMA. John's right. This is what Tom Aspinall says. John's right. He's won so many more world champions than me while using PEDs. That's a fact. It really is. How many times has Jon Jones tested positive these days? And it's how many times? Four. He's tested positive four times. Like, it's true. He's a career long cheat. There's no argument against it. Simple as that. He's failed more drug tests than any world champion ever. And that's just how it is. But we'll go to this. Because this is something I want to address a lot as well. It's something I really want to address. This isn't. I thought this was in response to this, but it wasn't. It was in response to this tweet that I thought. So this guy goes, "I like you. I'll be honest, but the PEDs funny." This is something I really want to address because it's, and I think it's worth mentioning. MMA Guru made a video on it a couple months ago. More Place, More Dates did a segment. There's a segment on YouTube of that with Joe Rogan, how he explains everything. But This is what happens. This is what it says. I like you, I'll be honest, but the PEDs is a bummer. Yep, work my ass off to prove my innocence. Now picograms are legal in our sport. Honestly, none of that will matter in a few years from now when I'm covering my kids' tuition. You guys still laughing about what happened at the office. I'm outside in a golf cart. Bruh. I love how he, I love how he acts like he doesn't care when we know he knows it's a soft spot, the picograms. You know what I mean? It's a fucking soft spot. It's kind of like, like you are guilty of something, but then something comes out and says you're not. He's like, yeah, see, I fucking proved it. I fucking proved it. See, it's not. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. That's something like you'd do in like fucking school if you did something stupid. That's how you'd respond. That's the way he's responding here. Um, anyway, I want to mention this. Here's my comment righty, by the way. I thought I deserved more than 19 likes, but I won't read that one. I'll just state what needs to be stated. So Jon Jones against DC the second time in their second fight had the testosterone of a castrated male, which means something had to have been replacing his testosterone in that fight. It's as simple as that. He had the testosterone of a castrated male. So, and there go my dogs. He had the testosterone of a castrated male. Something had to be replacing his testosterone. It was the Turinabol. He tested positive for Turinabol. There go my dogs again. There she goes. And he tested positive for Turinabol. The fight was overturned with no contest. He was suspended. Then he comes back to fight Gustafsson. He tests positive for Turinabol again. And what the UFC USADA did, they've done this before. They did it with Brock Lesnar exemptions and whatnot. Not necessarily that, but they used clomiphene or clomid as an example of a drug that can pulse and that has pulsed. And what they said was, oh, well, Turenabol's pulsing. That's what they said. The Turenabol was pulsing. The only problem with that is Turenabol's never been known to pulse in a human body ever. Never. It's never been known to pulse ever. So the fact of the matter is Jon Jones tested positive in that fight as well, and the picogram shit is bullshit because he tested positive in that fight as well. Turenabol does not pulse. And what's funny about that is they used Clomid as an example of drugs that pulse and then said Turenabol is pulsing. Jon Jones tested positive for Clomid early on in his career as well, and that didn't pulse either. So any pulsing picogram thing, it's a load of shit. It's Jon Jones deflecting. He knows he tested positive, obviously. He knows he's a cheat. And I love this photo here of him just crying. I might actually use that in the thumbnail, just him having a cry, because he's a drug cheat. Obviously, he's always a victim in his eyes. He can never do anything wrong, you know what I mean? When he bashed his missus and his kids had to call the cops on him, he said, why can a black man not have fun at night? Yeah, that's the fucking problem. It wasn't that you just beat the shit out of your wife, put a fucking 20-piece combo on her fucking chin in front of your kids, probably traumatise them. That's not a problem, but I want to look at this as well, because there's also, shout out to Cosmic MMA, even though they would have stole this meme, because they always steal memes. You obviously talk about, Jon Jones has been talking about in his, with Tom Aspinall and not fighting him. It's about legacy, you know what I mean? It's all this legacy shit. Tom Aspinall needs to do more in the division. He needs to beat more world champions in the division, or whatever it was. You know what I mean? He needs to get his legacy up, get more names on his record, get some world champions. There's no world champions in the UFC, by the way. No other world champions, UFC world champions like in the UFC that were heavyweight champions. They're all retired now or fighting somewhere else. But anyway, what's interesting about this is Tom Aspinall. I should probably go to this one actually. Tom Aspinall has more ranked wins at heavyweight than Jon Jones does, and Jon Jones is the world champion. This is Tom Aspinall's resume here. We'll start at Spivak because he's ranked. Spivak, Volkov, Blades fight, freak accident, doesn't count. Tabora, then for the interim championship, Pavlovich, and then defending it, Curtis Blades. Might add all of these are first round finishes, because Tom Aspinall's a unit. But he has a better resume. A voice crack there. He has a better resume than Jon Jones at heavyweight. So this whole, he needs to do more is bullshit. He doesn't need to do more. He has he has a better resume than you would have. Wait, who have you beaten? Cyril Garner has 0 ground game. Who got out wrestled by Ngannou. Yeah, no shit, you were going to sub him in a round. You know what I mean? Um, it's just annoying because and now Tom Aspinall has a defense against Blades. Um, Jon Jones has had the championship for like twice the amount of time that fucking what's his name, Tom Aspinall has had it for. He's had the championship for twice as long, and fucking Tom Aspinall still has more defenses than him. So I'm sick of that whole nonsense. Like he needs to do more. He has more defenses than you, and now you're ducking him because you're just scared and you know what will happen because you've never fought someone your size or bigger who's well rounded. What is Jon Jones's legacy? You know what I mean? It's fat middleweights. Shogun 5'11", Rampage 5'10", Lyoto Machida was a middleweight, Vitor was a middleweight. Thiago Santos was a middleweight, and I reckon he lost to him. You know what I mean? Like I'm sick of that. That's an argument for a second though. I just rambled off, but that's an argument for a second because we all know Dana White has talked about Jon Jones being the pound for pound number fighter, and if you don't have him at number 1 pound for pound, you know fucking nothing about fighting. Seems like you don't even know how your own rankings work, Dana, if you think that. But here's the thing about that one as well. I'm not going to play the videos. I can't be fucked playing the videos. Too much effort. I'm just using Instagram and I'm not very well prepared. But Jon Jones, what relevant wins does he have now? Because pound for pound is about how you stack up against the current roster now. Not how you did fucking 10 years ago. Now. How you stack up against the roster now. That's how it works. Jon Jones has one relevant win in 4 years. One win in 4 years. Cyril Garn. And even then you can discredit that because Cyril Garn stuck everyone that isn't a world champion. You know what I mean? He's ducked everyone that isn't a world champion. And he has 0 ground game. Ngannou out-wrestled him. So obviously Jon Jones is going to beat him. It was tailor-made for him pretty much. But he's been inactive. Look, pound for pound is how you stack up against the current roster of the sport in your division, wherever. Jon Jones hasn't had a relevant win in how long? Like Cyril Garn's the only one, and that's one win in 4 years. He sat out for 3 years. He was inactive. You know what I mean? He was inactive, not fighting. Now he's inactive again. Like, who was he beaten? Because his fight before that, he got his ass beat by Dominic Reyes. It should have been a loss. And Dana's like, oh, but did he win? It's legit. It's that argument of like fucking, oh, but did he win? Did he win? Did he win? No, he didn't. Maybe on paper he did, but he didn't. Did you watch the fight, Dana? You said he won 3-2. And now he's like, oh, but did he win? Like, fuck off with that shit. It's so annoying. Like, no, he didn't. You know, it's a crock of shit. Jon Jones' resume, who the fuck is it? Like, Shogun, 5'11", who should be a middleweight. Like, even if you're talking about pound for pound, he's fighting guys smaller than him. You know, he's fighting a Shogun who like, was 5'11", pride fighter. Should have been a middleweight. Rampage Jackson, 5'10". Should really be a welterweight when you think about it. Like 5'10". I know welterweight's Rampage is a big guy, but he's short. Well, not short. I'm 5'10". It's above average actually. Fuck off. It's above average. Fucking Lyoto Machida, who was a middleweight, who fought at middleweight. Vitor Belfort, who was a middleweight. He couldn't even finish Anthony Smith. You know what I mean? Anthony Smith isn't a relevant win. Everyone's beaten Anthony Smith. Fucking saying Roman Dolidze beat him the same way Jon Jones beat him, by decision. You know what I mean? And Dolidze is one of the worst ranked middleweights there is. I mean, Thiago Santos, who's in the PFL now, who also went on a skid, and everyone else beat him. And I honestly think Thiago Santos won that fight. It's not as clear as the Reyes fight, where you can't argue that Reyes won, because he did. But, like, he has those wins were years ago as well. Like, all these guys aren't in the UFC anymore. Aren't, like, some of them aren't even fighting anymore. They're not just not in the UFC, not fighting anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's as simple as that. Like, he doesn't have any currently. He doesn't have any relevant wins right now. So how can he be number one pound for pound? He shouldn't even be on the pound for pound list. He has one relevant win. You know what I mean? He's at number 3. You know who else? You know who else has won the title recently and has one relevant win? Fucking Bilal. Actually, Bilal has a better resume than him when you think of it. He's got Gilbert Burns. He's got who's he got before that? I can't fucking remember. Stephen Thompson. Yeah, that's not a relevant win. But he has Sean Brady, I suppose. But he's number 3 pound for pound, and like he's fucking how he has one relevant win in fucking 4 years, 4.5 years. Fought once in 4.5 years. That's one win. How's he in the pound for pound? How's he pound for pound number 3, let alone pound for pound number 1? You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't deserve to be in there. He has one relevant win. Tom Aspinall has more ranked wins than Jon Jones at heavyweight, and Jon Jones is talking about, oh, legacy, legacy. And then Dana White's over here talking about that Jon Jones should be pound for pound number 1. For what? Wins he got fucking over 5 years ago that against guys that aren't even in the UFC anymore. That's not how pound for pound works. It's about how you stack up against the current roster, who you've beaten in the current roster. Like, as simple as that. One thing I want to come back to as well, because I've just thought about it, is this argument here, the steroids and everything else, because it kind of ties into this. There's people with that argument that say fucking steroids don't mean anything with Jon Jones. It's his fight IQ that wins fights. I want to address that one. Jon Jones was beating fat middleweights and was decisioning a lot of them. What the fuck do you mean fight IQ? He was like he beat Shogun by 3rd round submission. Forrest Griffin beat him 2 years before by 3rd round submission. Does that mean Forrest Griffin has this god level fight IQ because he submitted him? No, you're a fucking idiot. Like, there's a stupid argument. Because guess what? Forrest Griffin got beat the fuck up by Anderson Silva, but you're acting like, if it's the same method of winning, does that mean Forrest Griffin has this mad fight IQ? Like, Jon Jones was barely finishing, well, not barely, but he was finishing fucking middleweights, fat middleweights, and he was struggling with a lot of them. There's a lot of times that he was struggling with some of them. Like Vitor, he got caught in a guillotine. You know, or not a guillotine, an armbar. He got caught in an armbar. Like, if he has high fight IQ, how's he getting caught in a fucking armbar by a middleweight when he's a 230 pound, 6'4" man? You know what I mean? It doesn't take much fight IQ to beat guys smaller than you. It doesn't take much effort to beat guys smaller than you. It's not hard. So what do you mean this fight IQ shit? I'm sick of that. Like, and also you want to argue that in the fights where Jon Jones tested positive, he gets finishes. So you want to talk about fight IQ? He's on steroids. He's testing positive, and he's getting these finishes. So what the fuck are you talking about there? You know what I mean? It's a stupid argument, and I hate the argument. Like, what's his fight IQ? Decisioning Anthony Smith. What high fight IQ? What great high fight IQ? I guess Khalil Roundtree has crazy fight IQ then, because he finished Anderson Silva. Not Anderson. He finished Anthony Smith. So his fight IQ is higher than Jon Jones's then. That, you know what I mean? It's a stupid ass argument. No, he's good because of steroids. Jon Jones has never knocked down someone with his hands in his career. Imagine how shitty he'd be with steroids. You know what I mean? Like, he can't even finish someone with his hands, with his fists. He's never knocked someone down with them. And so, like, you're talking this fight IQ wins fights. He's weak. He's fucking weak. And, like, if he didn't have steroids, he would be shit because he can't even knock someone down with his fists. And also in these fights that he's tested positive, he's getting finishes. So, whatever you want to say, man, it's stupid. It's a stupid argument, but I thought I'd address all of it anyway. I thought MMA Shield's coming back after a hiatus. Fuck, I'm pissed off to that. Let's see. There were some replies here. This got 2 likes. Fucking look up DC's test levels against his first fight against Jones. Like, as if everything else I wrote isn't valid. Like, I hate that shit. Like, bro, it's not the point that DC had high testosterone levels. It's the fact that Jon Jones is a career-long cheat. And there's this argument here about picograms, which I debunked, which I refuted, But, oh, fucking DC's test. I'm getting too angry. I'm getting pissed off about this shit. Let me hide those replies. 2 likes as well. You got fucking. Can't even ratio me, bitch. You're shit. Um, yeah. But that's my little video. I thought I'd come back for a bit just to talk about some things. Oh, was that the one? Yeah, that's the one. Duh. Large back lock in his mouth. Bro, you literally have coke dick, so it doesn't even matter how big your dick is. Can't even get it up for your wife, bro. Just fuck off. Doesn't even matter how big it is, bro. Fucking just all these things, showcase everything. Just give my opinion. I've been out for a year. I've been gone for a while. Just thought I'd come back with a little comeback video. Talk about not everything, obviously. I'm not going in depth about fucking everything. But I just thought I'd mention this for now because I thought it's very relevant at the moment. Probably get some good views, honestly. Um, I mean, by good views, I mean like 300 because my views do fucking terrible. Kind of like quit because I wasn't going anywhere with it. But anyway, I thought I'd come back, do this one. Righto, guys. I forgot to show this in that original video. I just started and then realised, oh fuck, I forgot about this. So we're not going anywhere yet. But Jon Jones posted this. I had it in my saved as well, ready to go, but I didn't open the tab for it. Fuck me. Lamau, you think you could beat him though? Because obviously Jon Jones is just talking shit and he doesn't want to fight him. He goes, bro, absolutely. I'm getting close to being in fight shape and I'm weighing 245 now. He probably cuts to weight to get down to heavyweight. The night we fought, he would probably weigh a solid 25 pounds more than me. 7 years younger, and I would whip his ass like I've done everyone else. You guys can go ahead and believe the hype. I'll keep doing what I've always done. Win. Yeah, but okay, so if you think you can beat him, fucking fight him then. Like, what's the problem here? Fight him. If you think you can beat him, fight him. You know what I mean? And all this shit, oh, I'm weighing 245 now. He probably cuts down to get heavyweight. That's not true either. He's just trying to build the narrative so it makes him look better. This is what people do. They sort of like, they make people sort of seem weaker to make them look stronger. You know what I mean? Like, he does not cut weight. He weighed in at like 252 pounds against Blades on fight night. He probably wouldn't have been much heavier than that. So, like, fuck off with this. He cuts weight. He doesn't. He'd be like 5 pounds heavier than you on fight night. And last time I checked, actually, you weighed like 260 against Garn. So, like, what is this argument? He cuts to get down heavyweight. Your last fight where you weighed in, you were heavier than Aspinall in his last fight. So, I just hate that shit. And it's also like, I just thought I'd add some more things about Stipe and the fight with that, and everything like that. Like, Stipe is 42 years old, right? This is Jon Jones would prefer to fight Stipe, who is 42 years old, whose last fight was 3 years ago, coming off of a knockout, than the young gun in Tom Aspinall. It's obvious because he's scared of Aspinall. He knows Aspinall's a real threat. Stipe is not a threat at all to Jon Jones. It would be funny if he beat him though. I'd fucking cry of laughter. Probably cry tears of joy actually. But obviously they talk about this whole Stipe thing. Stipe is 42. It's an easy fight. The last time Stipe fought, Alex Pereira was not even in the UFC. He had not even made his UFC debut. It's ridiculous. I'm sick of it. He just wants an easy fight right off in the sunset. The UFC just wants their own Michael Jordan, so they can say they had him, even if he is a drug cheating, wife beating piece of shit, with a victimhood complex. Who's gay? Not that there's a problem with that. Yes, there is. But yeah, I just wanted to add that part because he says all this here. Do you think you could beat him? Like, you couldn't beat him. That's why you're not fighting him. You say you could, but you won't. And he goes, I'll keep doing what I've always done. Win. Yeah, against Stipe because you won't fight Arsenal. You're a bitch. Fuck you, Jones. Fucking piece of shit. And that's all I really got for you today. But anyway, if you like the video, fucking like it. If you want to subscribe, you can do that if you want. If you don't like the video and you're a Jones Glazer, tell me about how I should kill myself because Jon Jones is a goat and he's awesome and just really give him a wristy in the comments, you know what I mean? If you're a Jones fan, just give him one of these. He'll fucking love it. Yeah, anyway, that's all I got for you. See you later.